Okie dokies. So down to the south, we do have Mr. Esuba's Rikitan, a player who was able to take fundamentally amazing games of players like Feast and Dystar. And over to the east, we do have Millennium's Adele Scott, a player that's been able to bring back Millennium from the brink of defeat here. And he is looking to seal the deal right the hell now. So we are on Terminus SE. This is a version that is recently updated, so we just have the rocks at this expansion. No rocks at the way into that third. And what are we going to see from here on? Adele may end up playing with his old tricks once again. We saw Adele 4-gate Rikitan. Slightly delayed 4-gate to be able to throw him off ever so slightly. And that was pretty darn strong. That really put him in a good position against Rikitan, who was, again, it was kind of metagaming the metagame. Rikitan scouted, saw what was going on, saw, oh, well, there's only one gas down, there's only one gateway down, this is probably a 1-gate expand. But unfortunately not. Adele was able to ramp up the pressure from there on against Rikitan, who was assuming he was going to ramp up the pressure. So, what are we going to see from Adele for now? We have Assimilator down, gateway already on the way, and Rikitan actually going to be going for a gas opening here, so he may end up going for a similar thing to what we saw him go for in the first game between him and Adele. But Hellions work a little less well on this map than they would do on Tal'Darim Altar. Again, there's a lot of room around the natural to really kind of get in with those Hellions. There's 2 attack paths with those Hellions and any kind of biopressure that you do want to put on. Whereas for Rikitan, there's only really this one entrance in. You could go for Hellion drops. I really love Hellion drops in this matchup. Unfortunately, even if you have Stalkers in good positions early on to be able to deal with Hellion drops, the Hellions still take a long time to die. They have, what, 90 health each or something like that? And, you know, Stalkers do not do that much DPS that quickly. And actually, again, when I was at Assembly Winter, whilst Mana was practicing, he had his Stalkers, say for example the Hellion drop was coming in from this direction. He actually had a Stalker here, a Stalker here, a Stalker here, and the Hellion drop still killed like 10 workers, so it was ridiculous. Even though he had Stalkers in place. Unfortunately, they don't do that much DPS. So we have a factory going down for Rikitan for now. Reactor's going to be going down, so it looks like he is going to be going for a similar build to what we saw him go for in Game 1 against Adele. And Stalker's on the way here for Adele. He's going to be going for a little bit of a scoot. Slightly later than you would imagine on a 4-player map. Adele is not the kind of player that kind of goes for very quick scouts, but look at this, Adele is actually mixing things up in comparison to how he played against Rikitan initially. He's going to be going for a 1-gate expand, and Rikitan actually, again, now that I was talking about that, we were talking about the fact that, you know, the Hellions and the Marauder pressure can do huge amounts of damage to 1-gate expands, so Adele might be in a bit of trouble here if this is able to hit properly. He's going to need to add on a few more gateways very quickly here to be able to reinforce. And oh, look at this. We already have that starport going down here. So might be Hellions followed up with the switch here to be able to go for some Banshees. So Rikitan really going to be ramping up the aggression. And maybe just going to transfer into a 1-1-1 from there on. And 1-1-1 can be kind of scary on this map sometimes. I mean, not necessarily if you end up kind of killing this off and kind of staging your aggression from here. Obviously here can be very scary sometimes. We'll have to see. Robo Facility is on the way though for Adele. Really wants to scout this out as quickly as possible. And unfortunately this Stalker may end up dying to 4 Hellions. Very annoying for a Stalker. Especially considering the Hellions kill it very slowly, but there's not a whole lot of room for it to be able to escape. And the Hellions for now will kill off a Zealot. And will they chase down the Stalker? That is a big question. Low SCV does get out of there quickly. But he's already seen this expansion, so he knows exactly what's going to be going on from the side of Adele. And he is going to be going for a 1-1-1. He's going for the Raven. Another barracks being added on here. We have 2 more gateways going to be added for Adele, and he already has that Immortal on the way. Ooh, actually he cancelled the Observer to go for a very quick Immortal. That is cool. But at the same time, he really needs to know what his opponent is up to. The great thing about 1-1-1 is it can, if you do so desire, is, I mean, he's negated a ton of scouting here, just in general. Right now, all Adele sees is a bunker at the top of the ramp, and generally that does mean, say, a 1-1-1, or even just Banshee pressure to begin with. But, I don't know. Adele is going to have so many Immortals out before this actually hits. This is going to be really, really deadly for Rikitan, depending on whether or not Adele is able to get good positions with his Immortals. The boon that Rikitan has right now is the fact that these Hellions, in the engagement that is to come, will be able to soak up a lot of damage. Again, you know, and 90 health on each of these soaks up very, very nicely on these units. But also the Marines, if he's able to get nice focus fire off on his opponent's Immortals with those Marines, they absolutely melt so ridiculously quickly. We do have the Observer on the way eventually for Adele, but he is supply blocked for now, which isn't exactly the best position to be in. And thankfully right now, I mean, sometimes you do end up seeing Hellion pressure coupled with Cloaked Banshee pressure, and then into the 1-1-1. Adele's actually been very, very fortunate here, in the sense that Rikitan did not opt to go for Cloaked Banshee pressure in the earlier stages, because that could have done a huge amount of damage, considering that Adele was committing way, way heavily to these Immortals as opposed to that Observer. For now, though, we have the tanks and Banshees actually moving out across the map already. Is he not going... does he not have Siege Tech? Oh, okay, he does have Siege Tech. Oh, okay, so Rikitan, he knows he needs to make something happen in this game. He's fighting for his life here, for Esuba. And this Observer doesn't see that there's no expansion there yet, but once he does, he's going to know exactly what's up. He saw 1 or 2 Marines moving out across the map with this Observer, but this is going to hit very, very scarily. Right now, only 2 Immortals in this composition. That's not the best engagement right now. The Zealots are trapped in the back. And these 2, oh dear me, those 2 siege tanks, very, very important. These 2 Immortals, very, very important as well. Right now, Rikitan can't delay too long. Oh, there's another Immortal rendezvousing, and there are plenty of Zealots in the back here. Again, these Zealots, important positioning, very, very important indeed. Establishing some bunkers. He can't let these bunkers get up. He's going to go in. Guardian shields go up. These Marines are in an amazing position, though. Zealot damage is going to be negated very, very heavily, thanks to these bunkers actually going up. And if he can get focus fire off with these Marines on these Immortals, he could be in a good position. 1 siege tank did fall during that engagement, though, and that is going to, you know, take a very, very heavy toll on Rikitan. And right now, all he needs to do, in theory, is kill off the anti-air, and the Banshees will have free reign over the entirety of this force. But Adele has got 5 gates warping in, as well as more Immortals in production. We have more siege tanks rendezvousing, though, here for Mr. Rikitan. And he has an initial bunker up. This bunker, this lone bunker, is enough to be very, very irritating for Adele right now. 400 extra health to be able to have to chew through. We have more bunkers going to be going up. So, that bunker does indeed die. Force fields go down, but not really the best. Just trying to lure his opponent in, saying, well, if you want to push in, you're going to have to kind of go through these bunkers, sorry, these force fields. May end up supply blocking his opponent, though. Nope, will not for now. Other pylons are on the way. And, oh god, this is really, really difficult for him to break out of. Nicely, though, Adele has warped in a few Zealots to try and put on some counter pressure. But they actually need to do something. Rikitan really responding nicely to this, moving his Banshees back at the back there. But here we go once again, going to be pushing in. No stim just yet, though, and that's a big deal. As right now, Adele is being kind of just crushing through this. Nice focus fire on some of these Immortals, though. And these bunkers are proving their weight in gold, as they will be able to hold for now. These 4 Banshees against 6 Stalkers, but 2 of them are very, very weak indeed. And he will be able to kill off quite a few of them. Oh dear me, these Banshees could be the killing blow to Adele, depending on whether or not he's able to warp in enough anti-air to be able to deal with them. Will Adele be able to hold? He has 2 Zealots in the mid, just trying to deny any reinforcements that do come along. But Rikitan, for now, this is so, so close. The big problem for Rikitan all the while is the fact that Adele has not had to sacrifice any of his production. or economy to be able to deal with this. Normally you would end up seeing Terrans force a probe pull or something like that. If you end up forcing it now though, that's still a lot of DPS. Warping in a ton of Stalkers though, if he micros back well enough, he's going to be in a great position. Warping in a few Zealots to be able to tank some damage. A few probes do come off the line, but that's not too many. Focusing down the Banshees, that's so important. He needs to spread these Stalkers ever so slightly though, to be able to negate the damage from this siege tank. And it looks like Rikki-Tan may end up go out here, and now he doesn't have much to reinforce with. And Adele just, again, no damage to his economy. GG as Adele.